Hello and good morning everyone. Welcome once again in science class. This is Roli Ma'am here and again I am going to start our science class. Students, in our last videos we have discussed about the sound, introduction of sound, and we have already discussed that sound is produced by vibration. If any part of any body or any of the object vibrates, then sound will be produced. So sound was simply produced by vibration. In this video we will discuss about the musical instruments which produce sound. Yes, melodious sound is produced by the musical instrument and we generally enjoy it. Also we will discuss about the how sound is produced in human beings from our neck also, and how can we hear the sound, how we hear the sound in our daily routine life, on which our life is greatly affected by the sound. So we are going to discuss these three topics in this video. At first, musical instruments. All of you have listened to the melodious voice of the musical instrument and they produce a sound they are producing. So there are many of the musical instruments like veena, sitar, tabla, drum, khattam and manjira, kartal also, jantarang also. So we will discuss about the parts of these instruments which produce sound. So on the basis of their vibrating part which produce sound, it can be differentiated into three categories. The first one is the instruments in which vibrating part is stretched string. Stretched string is present in that musical instrument and you have to simply vibrate it. Starting vibration will produce sound and you simply, while playing with these instruments, you simply touch these wires and just make it vibrate. So the instruments in which stretched string is the vibrating part which produce sound are sitar, veena and guitar. Also there are many other instruments, you can find out them easily. So these parts, when you strike the stretched string, the vibration starts in the string and whole part of the overall instrument is forced to vibrate and then sound will be produced. It is not that string only which produces sound. The overall instrument is forced to be vibrate and you enjoy that melodious sound which is produced by that stretched string instrument. So starts vibration in these instruments, vibration starting part is stretched string. There is another type of musical instrument in which stretched membrane is the vibrating part. Here sound production starts. So vibrating part is the stretched membrane. Example of these type of instruments are tabla, dholak, your drum, PT drum also. These are the stretched membrane based instruments. Tabla is given here. Now third type of musical instruments are in which vibrating part is the air column. Air column vibrates and produces sound. You also enjoy it very much. Flute is the best example which is given here. Flute is the best example in which vibrating part is the air column and it produces a melodious sound which you always enjoy. And there is one more instrument which you can make easily at your home. It is jantarang, in which vibrating part is air column. You set the length of the vibrating column by filling water. Let's start it how you can make it at your home. Take simply a crockery bowls of same size and same shape. You have to take some of the 5 to 6 or 8 bowls, and some of the bowls fill with water. Fill them half or 3 by 4 or 1 by 4, or some can be empty also. So arrange them in a proper half circle pattern, and then beat each and every bowl with a pencil or bamboo stick. You will listen that from each and every bowl different type of sound is produced. It depends on the height of the water column, and more the air column, length of the air column, more the length of the air column, more the sound produced will be shrill and melodious. You will enjoy it. Try to do it simply at your home. This instrument is known as jal tarang, and a vibrating part is air column in jal tarang. Whenever you strike these bowls, then air column vibrates and produces sound. So all the musical instruments, there must be some of the vibrating part between these three: stretched string, stretched membrane, and air column. And sound will be produced, and you simply enjoy it. But not only string or membrane, the overall instrument is forced to vibrate, and then sound is produced which you enjoy. So that was about the musical instruments. So students, we will discuss about the sound produced by humans, or how sound is produced in human beings. So for discussing that, whenever you speak or say something or simply sing a song, you just take out your 2 fingers and put it on your neck portion or throat portion. Then you will easily feel on your finger vibrating part, vibration which is produced in your neck portion. And that vibration is responsible for producing sound. Whenever you try to swallow anything, a hard bomb, you will feel in this neck portion or throat portion. So that is the voice box or larynx, which is responsible for producing sound in your human beings or in you also. Voice box or larynx. It carries 2 vocal cords, stretched membrane, and in V shape. These are arranged in the V shape in your neck, and a V shape passage, a narrow passage is left in between these 2 vocal cords, and air pass through these vocal cords through this narrow passage. And this air which is passing through this narrow passage force vocal cords. These are the stretched membrane. Vocal cords are stretched membrane. So these vocal cords are forced by the air which is moving out. Then these vocal cords are forced by the air to vibrate. And whenever these vocal cords vibrate, they produce sound. So these vocal cords, vibration of these vocal cords are responsible for producing sound. So you can see it here. This is the side view of our neck portion, and this outgrowth, that is the larynx or voice box. You can easily observe it here. Side view of the neck portion is given here, and this outgrowth which I am showing you by the arrow. This is the outgrowth, and that is the voice box or larynx. And whenever you observe TS of your neck portion, the voice box, these are the vocal cords. This is the vocal cords, and this is the narrow gap between these vocal cords. So these vocal cords, whenever these vocal cords vibrate, and by what reason they vibrate? Because this is the narrow gap through which air passes. So whenever air passes, these vocal cords will vibrate, and vibration of these vocal cords produce sound. So that was about the production of sound in human being. Now children, you can also make the model of your vocal cords. For this, you have to take simply 2 rubber bands and put it over one another and stretch it completely. Now blow through these rubber bands. By the air pressure, these rubber bands will stretch, rubber bands will vibrate, and whenever they will vibrate, they will produce sound. So that is the simple model how your vocal cords work. You can also do it with the strip of a paper, fold it and make a slit, make a narrow hole, and by the help of this narrow slit between them, you have to blow through your mouth, and then paper will vibrate. 2 strips of the paper which are stretched. So 2 strips of the paper will vibrate and sound will be produced. So that is the simple model by which you can show how your vocal cords work and how your vocal cords produce sound. Now one more thing, Adam's apple, which are present in the male only, as we have studied in our chapter reaching to the age of adolescence. So Adam's apple are present in the male only, male humans only, which are simply outgrowth or increased size of vocal cords. As a result, voice box grow out and outgrowth appears in the throat portion or neck portion, which was known as Adam's apple. So length of vocal cords in men are near about 20 mm, and in case of women, the vocal cords, length of vocal cords are less than the man. That's why voice of female is a shriller one or melodious one. In case of male, it is the roaring voice or bass, a thick voice or heavy voice will come out. So, and in case of kids, human kids, length of voice box, the length of vocal cords are very less. So the shrilling voice is produced by the kids, and their voice always attract you. So that is the length of the vocal cord on which quality of voice depends. So why male, female and kids have different types of voice? Because of vocal cords, length of vocal cords. So students, that was the topic how sound is produced in the humans. Now we will discuss about the how we hear sound. We hear sound through our ears. So let's start. Generally we hear sound with our ear. If you observe the internal structure of ear, you will find this structure. So our ear has internally 3 parts: outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. Outer ear, which is present here, it has a well or cave-like structure which catches maximum sound waves from the surroundings, and it passes through ear canal, a thin tubular structure present in the outer ear. It is ear canal through which maximum sound vibrations passes through it. Then here outer ear ends and middle ear starts. So in the starting of middle ear, there is a circular stretched membrane present which is known as eardrum. Eardrum is very important for listening any sound, hearing any sound. It performs very important function. And what is that? That is, it sends vibration from outer ear to the inner ear. It is present in the middle ear and it receives and sends sound vibration, which is very important. If eardrum is damaged by any way, in any way, we cannot hear any of the sound. So it is very important. Now, some small bones are present here. Incus and stapes are also present here. Stapes is the smallest bone in human body, which is present in the middle ear. So learn it carefully. And then sound, when it is transferred by the eardrum to the inner ear. Here is a special bone is present, which is known as cochlea, because of its circular shape. So cochlea is a hollow bone, and tiny hair-like structures are present inside the cochlea, and a special fluid is also present, which is responsible for hearing the sound. Now, this cochlea is connected with the auditory nerves, which sends message to the brain, and you interpret the sound. You simply listen the sound. So that is the proper way how we hear the sound. So take a revision once again. We hear sound with our ears. It is present in the side portion of your head or face. Ear is divided internally. Ear is divided into three parts. That is outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. Outer ear is the simply cave-like or well-like structure which captures maximum vibration, maximum sound vibrations from the surrounding, and it continues with the canal, tubular canal-like structure, which is known as ear canal, through which sound vibration passes. Then sound vibrations strike a stretched membrane present at the last end of the ear canal or starting of the middle ear, and this stretched membrane is known as eardrum, which is present here. Eardrum is very important. It performs important function in hearing. And what is that? Eardrum sends sound vibrations to the inner ear, and that is very important. Here, incus and stapes bones are present. Small bones also vibrate. Small tiny bones are present here, which also vibrates by the sound vibration. And then sound passes through the inner ear, where a coiled bone is present, which is cochlea. Because of its spiral shape, the name given is cochlea. Now inside the cochlea, small tiny hair-like structures are present and with a special fluid, which is important for hearing. And then through these bones, cochlea is connected to the auditory nerves. Through these bones, sound vibration passes through the auditory nerves to the brain, and we hear the sound. Brain interprets that sound. Here, eardrum is playing very important function. To understand the function of eardrum, and its function is to send the sound vibration, pass the sound vibration to the inner ear. To understand properly the function of eardrum, you can perform a simple activity and make a model of eardrum, and understand properly what is the function of eardrum or what function it is performing in hearing any sound. You have to take a tin can and cut it both, and its both hands should be cut. Now take a simple balloon and stretch over the one open end of the tin can and fix it with a rubber band, and put 4 or 5 grains of rice or any grain, and then through the open end make a sound. Should be any of the name or simply hooray or whatever you want. Then what will you observe? That the stretched sheet of balloon will move up and down, and then grains of rice will jump on this stretched balloon sheet. So this stretched balloon sheet is the eardrum. Now the function is to receive vibration and send it to the inner ear. That was the main function which is performed by the eardrum. So eardrum is very important. Always be careful about your eardrum. Never scratch it with any of the sharp objects and take care of your ear. Because of that, you can listen the harmony or melodious sound of the outer environment and you can enjoy it. You can also perform your daily routine activities smoothly by listening the outer surroundings voice or any of the sound. So students, that was all about the musical instruments, how sound is produced in human throat and how human beings listen or hear the sound. I hope you are clear with this video.